Silent people are not weak. The story of Aram. In a peaceful town, surrounded by mountains and a quiet lake, there lived a boy named Aram. He wasn't like other children. He didn't shout while playing. He didn't argue to prove his strength, and he spoke only when necessary. Because he was quiet, many people thought he was strange. Some boys laughed and said, "He's scared of everything." Even some teachers believed he was slow. But what they didn't know was this: Aram stayed silent because he observed, listened, and understood things more deeply than others. The king's announcement. One morning, the town suddenly filled with excitement. Drums echoed, horses marched, and the king arrived with his soldiers. Standing tall, the king said, "My kingdom needs a boy who is wise instead of loud, patient instead of proud, and thoughtful instead of quick-tempered. So I will hold 3 special tests. The boy who succeeds will be trained in my royal academy and will receive a chest filled with rare golden coins." Children cheered. Every boy wanted to join the competition. Aram stood quietly at the back. People chuckled. "He doesn't even talk. How can he win anything?" But Aram remained calm. His silence held strength. First test, the rain bridge. The first challenge was at an old wooden bridge built over a large lake. It was raining heavily. The bridge was slippery and the wind was strong. Each boy was given a handful of rice. The task: cross the bridge without dropping the rice. The moment the test began, boys rushed forward. Some slipped, some fell into the water, others lost all their rice. But Aram didn't move immediately. He watched the lake, felt the wind's direction, and studied the planks of the bridge. Then he walked slowly, step by step, breathing steadily, balancing his hand carefully. Not a single grain of rice fell. The king said, "This boy does not rush. He thinks before he acts." Second test, the silent melody. The second trial took place inside the king's grand hall. Several cages filled with colorful birds were placed around the room. The birds were making loud noises. The rule was, without making noise, convince one bird to come out of its cage. The boys clapped, shouted, whistled loudly. The birds only got more frightened. But Aram sat down quietly. He extended his hand gently, made a soft humming sound, and waited. A small bluebird stepped forward, hopped to the door of the cage, and landed softly on his finger. The hall fell silent. The king said, "He does not use force. He uses connection." Third test, a question that changes everything. In the final test, the king asked one question. "Tell me a power that makes no sound, cannot be seen, yet can change people and time." One boy shouted, "Wind." Another said, "Love." Another answered, "Time." The king shook his head. Aram closed his eyes, thought deeply, and replied softly, "Thought." The king leaned forward. "Why thought?" Aram said, "A sword can control a moment, but a thought can control a lifetime. A sword changes battles, but a thought changes destiny." The entire hall became silent. The king smiled and stood up. That is the answer. Aram's victory. The next morning, the king announced, "The winner of the royal tests, the boy who will join the academy and receive the golden coins, is Aram, the quiet boy." The people were shocked. Children whispered, "How can someone so quiet win?" An old wise man in the town said, "Now you see. Quiet people speak less, but they understand the most." From that day, Aram served in the Royal Academy. He still spoke little, but whenever he did, everyone listened, because his words came from understanding, not ego, from reflection, not noise. And maybe, my friend, this is for you too. If anyone has ever told you that you are too quiet, don't believe them. Silence is not weakness. Silence is awareness. Silence is wisdom. Silence is strength. You don't have to prove yourself with noise. Prove yourself with patience. Prove yourself with actions. Prove yourself with results. Because success doesn't always shout, but it always leaves a mark.